There are two tools sitting on your trading platform right now that most beginners completely ignore. Or worse, they stare at without knowing what they're even seeing. Okay, level 2 and time and sales. Used together, they tell you who's in control of a stock at that very moment, buyers or sellers. Used wrong, they'll talk you into trades you really shouldn't take. And I've made this mistake. So in this video, I'm going to break down what each one shows you, but most importantly, how to read them together and the signals I look for before I hit the buy button. I did a video separately on level 2 and on time and sales, so you can check those videos out on my channel as well, and I'll link them at the end of this video. Okay, so I am going to show you some footage of the time and sales, because right now as I'm taping this, it's actually the weekend. So I'm going to show you some footage of the time and sales from an actual live stream, me actually looking to trade. Okay. Full disclosure, this was not a good trade. But anyway, we're going to use it as an example anyway. Okay. So there are several problems with using level 2 and time and sales in conjunction. Okay, the first one is using level 2 alone. So if you look here, this is my level 2 and this is my time and sales. And again, if you want to know a little bit more about them, you can go and watch. In fact, if you don't really know much about time and sales and level 2, I would go watch those videos first. Okay, that'll help you kind of understand more what I'm talking about here. Okay, but in a nutshell, level 2 is the order book. It basically shows you the future. So here on the charts, it's the historical price action. That's the past. The tape is every single order is recorded on the tape, starting at the top, and then they run down. So that's the present, right? The orders are popping up as they happen. Here you have future orders. These are people that want to buy or sell that particular stock. Okay. Now, here you can see on the left side is the bid and on the right side is the ask. Okay. Now, this is the most important thing, like I said, is that level 2 shows what people intend to do. It's not showing what they are going to do. But the time and sales over here, this shows what actually is happening. This is the execution. Okay. So I'm going to run the video a little bit so you can kind of see them working together. And I selected this one because it's moving fairly quickly. Okay, you can see that here on the left, you have orders that people are placing. They want to buy, let me turn down the volume here. They want to buy this particular stock, AIO. So they're putting orders up and they are looking to buy. So the person at the top of this, well, you can't really see the 38,000 shares. Someone wanted to buy, well, now it's 29,000 shares at $1.03. So they're hoping that there's a seller that's going to come along and buy those shares. The people on this side, they're sellers. People at the top, 27,000. Someone wants to sell 27,000 shares for $1.05. Okay. Now, this is the thing. What's very confusing at the beginning is that people look at this and they think this is what is actually happening. It is not what's actually happening. It's what people want to happen. Okay, so let's kind of simplify it a little bit. And so we'll look at just the top of the ask. Okay, so at the top of the ask, you'll see it's continually changing because at the top of the ask, there's an order for 22,000. Someone wants to sell 22,000 shares at $1.04. As these orders are bought up, the orders appear on the tape. And this is where it gets a little bit confusing. the color on the tape is who initiates the transaction. So if someone is buying shares, it shows up as green. Okay, so when these orders change, when these orders get bought up, you'll see green on the tape. These orders are they're people that want to buy shares, but the sellers initiate. So when people sell to these buyers, you'll see red on the tape. Okay, so the color is who is initiating the transaction. And that took me quite some time to get used to, honestly. It's not easy at all. Okay, so the problem is if you only use this part of it and you don't use the time and sales, then you don't actually see which orders are executed. You only see what people want to buy or sell. Now, this is super helpful, of course, but it's not the whole picture. Okay. Second problem is people just look at the tape. They're just looking at the orders that are executed, which is actually really helpful because if you see a lot of green on the tape, then you know a lot of people are buying. If you see a lot of red on the tape, you know a lot of people are initiating sales. They're selling their stocks. Okay. Now, some brokers will show orders that are between the spread. So this is the spread, the top of the bid. The difference between the top of the bid and the top of the ask is called the spread. In this case, it's 1 cent, but for some stocks, it could be 10 cents, 20 cents. Some brokers will actually put the orders printed on the tape in white if it's between the bid and the ask. However, Thinkorswim, they don't do that. All right, so let's go back. Now we're on a different ticker, MASK. Okay, and again, this is moving fairly rapidly. You might look at another stock and it's going slow, right? That means not as many orders are being initiated and you'll see the tape moving really slow. Okay, so why should you not just look at the tape alone? All right, well, first of all, it's overwhelming. There's a lot of orders coming in very quickly. This is moving fairly quickly for a tape. Okay, you don't read every single order. What you want to do is you want to read the rhythm. Is it moving quickly? Is it moving slowly? And you want to look at the outliers. Okay, so right now you can see there's a lot of red on the tape. There's a lot of selling at 291, 291, a lot more selling at 291. So a lot of people are selling. Okay, 291 and a half, 291 and a half, 291. Lots of selling, 290. People are selling over here. They're selling to buyers on the bid at 290. Now you're seeing some green on the tape. Now we're seeing more green. We're seeing, oh, red again. So you want to get a feeling for the rhythm. If you see lots of red on the tape, the price is probably dropping. If you see a lot of green on the tape, the price action is moving up. Okay. Now, the solution to just reading one of the or the other is obviously to read them together. Okay. And how you do that is you want to see the size of the orders. Okay. You can see that the number of shares is in this column. Okay. On the left, these are the ECNs. These are the market makers, and they're the ones that are orchestrating. They're like the middleman, okay, between the broker and you, okay? And then in the center column, you'll see the price, and then on the right, you'll see the number of shares, okay? So what happens is, let's see, for selling, okay, you're seeing orders at the top of the bid being bought up. There were a bunch of sales at 290, but now you're seeing some at 289. I mean, sold. People are selling to these buyers. These are people that want to buy on the bid. And this is how I remember it. Buy and bid both begin with B. So people on the bid want to buy. People on the ask, and I think ask has an S in it, want to sell. That's how I remember it. Okay. So, but the thing is, okay, now I've switched to AIIO. the thing is, these are people that want to buy shares, but the person who is initiating it is a seller. So it's a sale. It goes on the time and sales as red. So the one thing you really want to do when you're watching the time and sales, and you're not going to get it in this video. I'm just going to be honest. You're not going to get it in this video. This video is just to kind of explain how they work together. As these orders are filled, you'll see the transactions on the tape. As these orders at the top of the ask are filled, you'll see the transactions on the tape. You'll also see transactions on the tape from hidden sellers and hidden buyers. You'll see other transactions, especially at market open. You'll see things that couldn't be executed overnight. They'll all come in at once at the market open. So the tape's just going crazy, which is why I don't trade the first 5 minutes of the market open anymore. Now I know better. But the thing I want you to really take away from this is that you want to use the level 2 and the time and sales in conjunction with one another. Using either one in isolation is going to put you at a disadvantage. And the only way to finally have it click is to watch them both together over and over and over. So dedicate some time to this. And what helped me, okay, is actually to say it out loud. Okay, so when I'm watching here, right, I'm seeing buying at 94, selling at 94, selling at 94, buying at 94, and just kind of saying it out loud, right? I'm seeing mixed buying and selling now, okay? Selling at 94.10. Yep, so this is a penny stock, so of course it goes out 2 more decimal points, but you can see what I mean. Let's see, let me look further back at another stock so you can see. Okay, so this one only goes out 2 decimal points. It's not a penny stock. So you can see this is a little bit slower action, right? But I'm watching the tape. I'm like, oh, selling at 481, buying at 482, selling at 481, selling at 481.97. So you'll see partial things that aren't like fractions of a penny. That's because of some of the orders are made in between the buy and the ask. So you'll see orders that have numbers that don't make any sense up here. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can give you one more example. Okay, PMAX. Again, this is moving a little bit more slowly as well. And it really helps if you go onto your platform and you look at the speed of how the tape and the level 2 on different stocks. Pick one that's slower, watch it for a while, say it out loud. When you say it out loud, it really helps to kind of see it, okay? And then what you really want to do, how does this translate into your trading? Well, of course, you want to see, does the action match your setup? Okay, for me, I tried to trade a lot of bull flag pullbacks. So when I'm looking for the pullback, I'm looking for more red on the tape. Okay, I'm looking for the price action to go down. I'm looking for more selling. During the breakout, I want to see more green on the tape. Okay, because I want the price action to be going up. I want to see people buying. So you want to see, does the level 2 in the time and sales match the price action that you're looking for the setup that you are trading? Okay, I hope I didn't confuse you more because it is really confusing, but take some time, watch them, watch different stocks, look at, some are really slow. That's a little bit easier to read at first. And then over time, you can kind of pick up speed. And that's pretty much it for today. So like I said, if you haven't seen the other 2 videos, you can go back and look at them. One is for time and sales and one is for reading the tape, but I will link them both here at the end of this video. Anyway, I will see you next time. Trade smart.